5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Ligawasan is a premier but critical wetland ecosystem where many endangered endemic species can be found. It is actually a conglomeration of three marshes, namely Ligawasan, Libungan, and Ebanan, and Ligawasan being the biggest. As part of the 288,000-hectare Cotabato River Basin, the Ligawasan Marsh occupies an area of approximately 43,930 hectares, traversing the boundaries of the three provinces of Maguindanaon, Sultan Kudarat, and Cotabato. Lying within and around the periphery of the marsh are 20 municipalities and 183 barangays inhabited by around 1,094,170 people. In 1941, Ligawasan Marsh was declared as Game Reserve and Bird Sanctuary under the Forest Administrative Order No. 19.
For the life of the game reputed bird sanctuary, especially in Ligawasan Marsh, they are nas lusunica. Yan yung duck na kasing laki ng itik. Number 2 is swamp pen, ganggap. Number 3 is the population of the egret, population of the herons. According to Dr. Arne Jensen, once these two birds cannot be found anymore in the wetland, there is a malady on the health of the wetland. One is Pisantel jacana, called in Maguindanaon as lalawian. Number 2 is chrome-crested jacana. Yung akala mo manok, pulang-pula yung comb.
The marsh was included in the list of protected areas under the 1992 National Integrated Protected Areas System Act or Republic Act 7586. Surrounding the marsh is a forest land of about 799 hectares, and 37% of that are natural swamps and ponds. Like other biodiversity-rich areas in the country, Ligawasan Marsh faces a host of threats that include deforestation, land use conversions, indiscriminate dumping of waste, clearing of riverbanks for housing, illegal hunting of wildlife, expansion of monocrop plantations, unsustainable fishing methods, slash and burn activities, planned oil and natural gas explorations, and mining from upland areas. With this situation, Ligawasan Marsh conservation status is extremely high critical. Other problems are ineffective institutional mechanisms, weak law enforcement, uncoordinated programs and efforts, unstable peace and order situation, and socio-economic constraints. Because of these situations, the Foundation for Philippine Environment or FPE intervened.
FPE's presence in Ligawasan Marsh, I think, started with a small assistance in partnership with UNDP Small Grants Program through a reforestation project somewhere 1998, 1999. And then when FPE opened its operations at the regional level, it was then that the Ligawasan Marsh also was opened as a site towards the last quarter of 2000. Part of the preparatory phase of 1 year, baseline was done. That means the rapid site assessment was conducted. The contractor that helped the baseline was the Sultan Kudarat Polytechnic College based in Tacurong. So that was the first requirement prior to the full implementation of a biodiversity conservation and sustainable development program. The Ligawasan intervention proceeded with a formation stage of 2 years, which means organizing, strengthening the people's organization in a site. The next phase of the project after the formation stage, it proceeded to consolidation stage of 3 years. It was necessary to create an interim PAMB to ensure that the intervention of FP and MDFI on the ground will also be supported. After the first 2 stages of the CBRM program, there was an evaluation that was conducted. After the evaluation, FP also decided to re-strategize the intervention, which means to conduct a strategic planning to ensure that the intervention is anchored and grounded on the needs of the communities and the situations on the ground.
FPE and its partners designed and agreed to implement a 5-year strategic plan called Ligawasan Marsh Biodiversity Conservation and Sustainable Development, or the BCSD. The plan was initially implemented through the project Biodiversity Conservation and Sustainable Development Project in General Saripada Cay Pendatun, Maguindanao, in collaboration with the Maguindanaon Development Foundation, or MDFI.
The Maguindanaon Development Foundation implement the project through its component is resource management, capacity building of POs, the livelihood and advocacy, wherein a series of meetings, forum, assembly being conducted to fast track awareness of all stakeholders in the Ligawasan Marsh.
On resource management, MDFI assisted the POs in the maintenance of 200-hectare trees planted under the National Greening Program of the government with fund support from FPE. 24 hectares delineated reforestation, and 7 hectares pandan and libi palm plantation was also maintained by the people's organizations. Additional 5 hectares pandan and libi were planted at Barangay Badak, Makainis and Sumakubay. 3 community nurseries were maintained at Barangay Badak, Makainis and Sadangin with about 90,000 hills of endemic tree species seedling.
Niya ko kinapamula sa niya agayo kano 2011. Yan yung kuha nila ngun na 3 hektarya. Ribi, barikakap, bye-bye, lumban. Do ano mo ganini? Ano mika niya ba ya ribia? Na napagjana ko na pagumba sa kulta. Umanisade na 5 pira. Kayo man naman niya na bagay agon sa umanisa puna magatos. Niya ko makapamapata na namamula-mula kami tanan. Damaya ba iringan yan sa akin niya. Mamula sa kayo, nguribi para kapya kami tanan.
BCSD project through MDFI conducted various capacity building activities which strengthen and further enhance the capability and capacity of people's organizations in managing their resources and livelihood projects for institutional growth and sustainability. BCSD project also supported livelihood component to the people's organization.
Inanggan kami na EPA katuwang ang MDFI ng 50,000 para additional capital for fish trading. Sublay kasalanan na kadawin ka ng mga taga-para ka di kami rin kalidong pangili patsukay pa sa pelulanan namin sa usada namin.
Kapaganay ang kina-receive ko sa kanuuni na nalabit rin po nakagamit rin na ilay ipajanin naka-harvest kami rin sa nakambalingan sa uni namin tamang sa anong untong kami ang makambalingan namin sa bangko.
Niya ba palay na din sitay kagamitan sa organic fertilizer. Magina masabon daanan ni lupan. Niya ba palay ini pamula ba niya ba'y tanggilingan niya 15 hectares.
The Women Rural Improvement Cooperative, or WRICC, continuously producing various types of handicraft products and sold it to nearby local markets. A monthly project implementation team, or PIT meeting, are conducted. People's organizations present updates of their respective project activities as well as issues and concerns. Unresolved issues like boundary, peace and order, political issues, and policy support were discussed during Project Management Team or PMT meeting. Through this lobby and advocacy, problems on illegal cutting of trees for logging and timber poaching were resolved through the LGU deputized Bantay Pawas.
Ay mga atos kapigis, ngayon nasiko kami. Pagingin namin sa mga eskwela, sa mga madrasa, asa karina yung mga kami sa personal interest.
Meron na rin kami nakuhang mga campaign para paraphernalia sa Foundation for Philippine Environment na naipapakita namin sa mga kabataan. So as of now, marami na tayong makikitang mga kahoy sa kapaligiran.
With the BCSD project, BOs have established and maintained their respective fish sanctuaries.
Kinapangadalam sa fish sanctuary nga na isa masla nakatawang sel kami sa kabanuntul sa uyag-uyag siya sa pawas sumanga seda na nanong balance sa pamipisano seda. Pamipisa seda na luwas kanin bahuli. Bali, langon po kasila na pulakat.
Mabagit ko lang po ang kuan, MDFI. Kasi ever since po na yung di pa ako mayor, nandiyan na sila. At the same time yung FPE, andun yung samahan, andun yung respeto, and also nandoon yung transparency. Once again, maraming salamat po doon sa nabagit pong dalawang agency.
After the BCSD project, the question requiring strategic response is, what more we must do for the Ligawasan Marsh?
Importante masyado na ma-delineate natin yung Ligawasan Marsh. Ang very critical situation ngayon is kung nagtanim ka ng punong kahoy dyan, hindi pala ang nataniman mo yung alienable and disposable. Hindi ikiklaim ng may-ari. Sayang lang yung pundo natin.
It has been a sacred obligation for the people of the marsh to protect and conserve the Ligawasan.
Ako papakatataya, amatua ko sa maya. Madala ko rin na tiyakapi kasupawan.
Nimbasan ni pawas tua. Ando nami katikapan sa mapya.
Inimbonan mga kaukasan namin. Marakra na sa id. Tambu na sisita. Mapariha sa mapya. Siya umbay madakra paggoyan sa sira. Ndu madakra pa nakakawasan.
Dry season, makikita ng mga tao na napakaraming tarsier sa periphery ng Cuyapon, Cabacan, Cotabato. Ligawasan Marsh is the last recourse of the Bangsa Moro people.
Pahalagahan natin ang Ligawasan Marsh kasi ito na lang ang last stand ng Moro people, ang Bangsa Moro people. Pag mawala ang Ligawasan Marsh, lalong maghihirap ang Bangsa Moro. Kasi diyan nakasalalay ang kanilang pang-araw-araw na kabuhayan.
This is the Ligawasan Marsh.